Hey guys, my name is Ines. Welcome back to my channel. This is where we can safely feel the feels and talk about all things spiritual and weird. I started an episode on healing as a privilege and it kind of got a little sidetracked, so I'm gonna redo it right now. I have my notes in front of me that I want to talk about. Today's episode is going to be healing is a privilege. Healing in itself is a privilege because you need money, you need access to healthcare, basic healthcare, medication, affordable medication, therapist, the gym, like everything. And for a lot of us right now, we can barely afford food and housing, let alone the actual healing progress. And then there's the fact that a lot of us are expected to work these 9 to 5 jobs. We're supposed to kind of participate in capitalistic hustle culture, which actually takes time away from your healing. When you are along the healing journey, you need time to process certain emotions and certain past experiences in order for them to be healed. And unfortunately, our society, our lifestyles that we're expected to live don't necessarily equal out to that. So, in my notes here, healing is a privilege. Society's standards of health. So, between what your doctor says, go home, get rest, eat well, and society's standards in being able to keep up with that don't match. So, society says, go back to work. That's fine, you'll figure it out, go to work. Doctor says, stay home, get rest, get good food. Society says, oh, can't even afford food. Oh, can't even afford a place to rest. And on top of that, the biggest issue is the fact that our food isn't even healthy. Like, it doesn't even have the full health attributes that we need for our physical systems to properly survive. Anyways, and then there's also past traumas. I have a good point here. Past traumas are not the same. We all hurt, but we all have different experiences and chemical reactions and compositions to the experiences. AKA, how our traumas are developed is aided in our reactionary state. So what your past, something that you may have experienced in the past, you might think, oh, that's nothing for me, whereas for somebody else, it's like the end of the world for them, and vice versa. There may be something for them that's like nothing for them, but for you it's a completely big deal. So the whole idea of healing and understanding your mental programming and your emotions is so different for everybody, and this is where you really need to work. Whether it's through spiritual or mental health programs, you do need to work with someone. We're not all well versed. We don't all have the same information on all things healing. And we all are right now just kind of trying to help each other out by, well, this helped with me, my therapist told me this, and we're sharing this information. One thing that can be dangerous is that you might take the wrong information, thinking it's the right information. And this is where in spirituality, especially with my advice, I always say experience what your intuition and your discernment want you to experience. If you want to go talk to a therapist, do it. If you want to go on medication, do it. If you want to go the natural route, do it. If you want to go the full spiritual route, do it. But you have to follow your inner knowing, your inner intuition. Be patient. Healing the relationship with yourself heals your relationship with others. Mental programming, especially inner child stuff, is a bitch. Like, when you start looking at your inner child stuff, or just go online and look up various people's opinions on inner child, the stuff that they've had to heal, this is all, like, you don't realize it, and it takes time, but it ends up programming your mental state to not necessarily be beneficial. So what I mean by that is there's certain things from my childhood that I am now at 33 realizing, okay, well, when that happened, that started making me think this way. And I kept thinking this way which is why now I have these mental blocks and these thought patterns that are actually self-sabotaging me. There's a lot of fear that I have basically on like everything. And it's something that I'm working towards, like every day there's something to work towards. So be patient. If you try and rush your healing, sometimes the best healing you can do is just cry. Let it out. Whatever you have internally that is like making you want to combust, making you want to break down, making you want to leave your own body, let it out. Cry it out, scream it out, do whatever you need to do, process these emotions, and be patient. Don't feel shame in what you feel. Blame the past, blame history, and aim to make us and yourself better for the future, and especially to influence future generations and to kind of open up the path for them to have better access to healing than we did.